Welcome back to the attic, everyone. On this episode, I'm going to go back a little bit in time to around 1984 with personal stories, and back to I think around 1978 with the other thing. But first, let me start by saying, after totally confusing everyone, I'm just going to show you. So I'll see you on the flip side. All right, the first thing I want to do here is I want to give a shout out to someone who I've been interacting with for a little while now. Great guy, great channel, and that is Dean over at Goodman West 238th Street. He brought the 238th Street heat. Texted me the other day, said he wanted to send me something, little pre-surgery care package, if you will. And man, he just totally blew the doors off it for me. Let me just show you the cards he sent me. And I was blown away. I truly was. This card right here, it was a card I used to have. And years ago, when I had to sell a lot of my cards off for financial purposes, child support mainly, I got rid of it. And I always regret, I have so much remorse of selling my cards. Dean was nice enough to send this to me. And Dean, you don't know how much this card actually means to me. There's a few cards in here that have a lot of special meaning, but this card in particular sent me a more modern, which I do not have. Anything Roberto Clemente, Pirates. And then this one also. This one blew me away too, because I even mentioned in a message back to him asking him if he was CIA. It's almost like he knew what I was watching and what I was thinking about, what I was looking at the time. You've seen my chicken collection, and there was a specific card I've been having my eye on. I missed out on one a few months back. They come with these minor league sets, but that's the Tigres de Mexico. Chacho, I'm not even going to try. El Palo. So my Spanish isn't, I really don't know Spanish too much, but as you could tell. But anyway, I've been looking at this card for a while now to add to my chicken collection. Awesome. Awesome. Because it was like 2 for the price of 1 here, because I got my mascots collection going on. The chicken is the favorite of them all. And I also get to include this into my mascot collection. So Dean, man, thank you very much. And he sent along a couple Doc Ellis. I love Doc Ellis. I love the story. I'm sure the folklore is all out there on Doc Ellis and his magnificent acid trip no-hitter. Bo. I have no idea how he knew I was a fan of Bo Jackson. Huge fan of Bo Jackson back in the day. Still love to collect him. And I did not have this card, Dean, so thank you. No game. Bono's it's best to turn your back on crack. So if you turn your back on crack, you're actually showing some crack, right? That's how it would go. Anyway, Dean, thank you so much. It has been great getting to know you. I consider you a friend in the hobby. I hope we get to meet someday so I could shake your hand and we could chat a little bit. All right, so that's that. I mean it, Dean. I truly appreciate it. You don't know how much these cards meant to me, especially that, just you thinking about me alone having to go through the surgery. I've had a lot on my mind lately. I also wanted to, like, the last video I showed, I barely had anything on my channel board. I have added the things that I have gotten. And there's Dean's right there. I was really appreciative for them to begin with. He didn't even have to send me anything else. And Dean, if you notice there, I put your little label that you sent with this package right there above your channel card. Got the banner going again. All right, so let's get started with this shindig. I'm going to start out by explaining, since it was All-Star season in the YouTube community, these go back to 1984. I actually made them in wood shop for my Wiffleball friends. I didn't get to make, there was probably like 2 or 3 other ones that I was working on. I never got to complete in wood shop, but and as you can see right here, the Reds logo fell off. These things are old, man. Anyway, as you can see, the 39 Cincinnati, Dave Parker, was 14 for Cincinnati. That's Pete Rose, and then you got 18 for the Mets, which was Darryl Strawberry, and then I'm not sure what the 8 was for. I think it was just 8's my favorite number, and we had another guy on the team. I just made him a Mariners guy. So I always liked the Mariners logo and colors, so I think that's why that was. But anyway, we also had a couple other kids on the team, Ricky Henderson, Don Mattingly. So I had planned on making 2 more stars out of the wood and painting them with those 2 guys on it, and another one with Tony Gwynn for the Padres and Kirk Gibson for Detroit. So I never got around to actually finishing those stars. But anyway, maybe someday, maybe I could just start my Wiffleball Hall of Fame of my days. But anyway, you saw my Mets helmet. You don't need to see it again. But these were some of the other helmets. No, they're not in the picture right now. But these are a few of the other helmets that I saved. Went along. I had the Phillies one representing Mike Schmidt. We had a guy up the street that was a big Mike Schmidt fan. He used to wear that one. And that was the original Ricky Henderson A's. Then I ended up getting a Yankees one and a Cincinnati Reds one that I can't find. I'm not sure whatever happened to those 2. And then there's my Pirates hat, or helmet, which is stained with dirt, cracked from falling off my head. I have it taped back together there. We used to play on it like a macadam top field for a while. So anyway, I'm just going to give you a good look at them. And I'm going to take that away. And I will cut into what I really want to show you today. We'll leave those stars up there representing my posse. Bottom left, number 18, was the guy that I told you about a few weeks ago that passed away a few years ago. Was a good friend of mine growing up. So this is basically an introduction to my wiffle ball days. We're gonna move these on out. Move them back. Move them out there for you so you can see. I have one in my hand right now. These are complete boxes, full boxes. A couple of them actually have the wiffle ball still in them. But you have John Matlack, Texas Rangers, Tom Seaver, the Reds, and Greg Nettles on the bottom. And then if you open these up, you also had ones on the inside. there. Looks like Manny Trio, and I think the other one was Sixto Lascano, or anyway. That would be that one. I have 6 of these. I was talking to Rob Cash Cards a couple weeks ago when he showed his Pete Rose, and I thought I might have a Pete Rose, and I don't. So, unfortunately, that'll be on my watch list. Tony Perez, Wayne Garland, and Frank Tanana. And if you opened it up, again, you have 2 more on the inside, which I can't see the names on these, but I'm pretty sure that's Larry Heisel. And then Mr. See if I can get some light on this. You can see it a little better. Or not. That's Jim Rice. Right. So we'll go through these a little fast. Try to go through them a little faster. How about this one for the Burt Blyleven? There's Lee May. Like I said, Burt Blyleven. And some of these actually have the original wiffle ball still in them. There's Vaughn Joshua on that one. It's hard to really see inside these boxes, but and then you have Richie Zisk on the bottom. But yeah, some of these have the actual wiffle ball still in them. It tells you how to throw an out curve and then shoot, whatever that means. That to me is more of a knuckleball, or I mean a screwball. My man, Pops, Gene Tennis, Buddy Bell, at 49 cents. And what's the department store on that? Super X. We didn't have a Super X around my way. We had True Value Hardware is where we mostly got our balls from, and a little mom pop store called Moser's, and then it ended up turning into Lutz's little newspaper stand. We used to get a lot of wiffle balls down there. True Value, Lanco, places like that. And there is shout out to Reverend Steve on this one here. He's a big Manny Sanguine collector. It's Mr. Manny Sanguine's wiffle ball disc. Uncut. Original packaging. I thought about maybe, throwing an actual, going out and buying some wiffle balls just to throw them in there. But I'd rather just keep the ones with the original wiffle balls in from that year. Michael Jack Schmidt, my all-star third baseman there. Philadelphia Phillies. For all you Philly fans, Mr. Lou Brock. And speaking of Rob Cash Cards, he's a big Reds fan. There's Dave Concepcion. Really good shortstop. Try not to rip these or bend them any worse than they already are. I should have gave a shout out to Mr. Pickard Jim back on that Jim Rice one. This is Fred Lynn. So Pickard Jim, We got Mr. Fisher Bike, big Red Sox fans in the community. And then my man, who shares the inside with Mr. Freddie Lynn there, the Cobra. I really love these boxes. I wanted to get them in their original habitat. And last but not least, it's a duplicate of the Tony Perez, Wayne Gartland. Try to give a shout out there to Cleveland boys. Got Scott from Reindeer Studio and my buddy Warren D in the CLE over there. That Buddy Bell was also when he was with the Cleveland Indians. So shout out to those guys. Anyway, that's that for those. We played wiffle ball probably from the time I was 8, 9, 10 years old till well into our teens when we weren't playing hardball. And we had a lot of fun with it, especially me. I was pretty creative even back then. I'm going to show you something here that it's pretty hilarious or cool, depending how you look at it. I think it's totally cool. Cover ripping off this thing. That's how old this is. Anyway, I could try to back this up. I used to pretend and like I was making the newspaper headlines. I actually would cut the, as you could see up here, cut the day of the week and what the date was when we played the game. And then I would put, since that was Yankees take first game, 17-9 for our wiffle ball World Series. My buddy that was a big fan of Don Mattingly, and the other one was Ricky Henderson. That's who they emulated. And believe it or not, the guy that liked Ricky Henderson was probably about, and this is going back 14, 15 years old, probably went about 250. He was a big guy, but he loved Ricky Henderson. Try not to knock any of these things over. So anyway, my buddy, me, Cards and Reds, Clip Yankees. He was a big Keith Hernandez fan. So these are the things we did, or I did. My friends thought it was kind of cool, so I just kept doing it. So anyway, that's him and me again. So I actually have a card somewhere. It's Willie Stargell on one side and Keith Hernandez on the other, which they're both relics that I keep in honor of me and my buddy from back then. Well, we're still best friends, actually. I just don't see him as much. And we also would do the All-Star game. There's the 85 All-Star game with Ricky stealing the base. That was for the record. That was when he broke the record. Let's see. Yep, record-setting 119th stolen base for the season. I know Dean, Mr. Dean over there at Goodman, 238th Street, West 238th Street, to be exact. I know he's a big Ricky Henderson fan, so I hope I started this video with him, and I'm kind of ending it with him. There you go. 1985 All-Star Game. Americans defeat Nationals for the first time. 24-21. And we used to have these annual All-Star games. It's really funny. We would set off smoke bombs and sparklers and those snakes. We would light them. We'd steal our lighters or matches off of our parents to do these things. And then 86 was roughly, I would cut the cut all kinds of stuff just to make the headlines up or whatever. But I'll fix Donnie's helmet here. But anyway, that's that. I don't know if it's interesting to you guys or not. It's just something I wanted to really share because at one point in my life, wiffle ball was my life. I mean, we weren't playing wiffle ball. We were playing something that involved sports, basketball, street hockey. We'd play tennis ball, baseball, wiffle ball. It didn't matter. We'd keep stats. We'd write them down. I have Trapper Keeper still with stats that we wrote down in them. That's that. I don't know if you would consider these cards or not. They're discs. Flip it around. Be right back. And I'm back. I hope you enjoyed my presentation today. I have a surgery coming up in a little under 2 weeks. So I'm going to try to make a few more videos. But I just want to put this one out there because I think we all have childhood memories and teenage memories of wiffle ball, tennis ball. And I hope maybe I stirred up some really good memories in your heads that took you back to a time when you ruled your neighborhood. So anyway, with that being said, have a super freaking awesome day. Peace, y'all.